conference will now be recorded.
All right, good day, everyone. I am Steve Suminski on behalf of Wealth Foundations Northwest. I'd like to welcome you all to the weekly prepper, getting you ready for the week of February 9th. Just a quick reminder that your trades are yours, not ours. We don't act as advisors in any way, shape, or form. Trading does, in fact, involve risk. All right, doing the full schedule this week. Next week, no classes. President's Week, don't you know, and just need a break. All right, so the seasonality is looking fairly good. If you look at the bottom light blue line, the I wouldn't be surprised, according to the seasonality, let's put it that way, if we had mild bullishness through the rest of this month and on into first half of March. So not a bad time coming up according to the seasonality. Last week, we had new highs for the broad markets. The Dow hit 50K. The crypto and struggled a little bit, but the you can see the overall performance. Gold bouncing back a little bit, Bitcoin continuing its fall. The job numbers were a little bit soft, and the ISM numbers were strong last week. You can see um, that the broader markets did outperformed the Qs. And so the 1 day performance was strong for technology. We'll see if that continues into this week. So far, in the beginning of the trading day today, it looks pretty good. But the consumer defensive over the last week, industrials, basic materials, energy, real estate, those have been the stronger performers here over the last week. So if you look at the weekly heat map, you see Apple was kind of an outlier for the mega cap stocks, but most of the mega cap stocks performed poorly, to say the least. And you had some relative strength in financials, healthcare, pretty much everywhere else except the mega cap stocks. And so you can kind of see where the strength and the weakness is in the markets. Looking ahead, we do still have a slight bullish tone, and we were waiting to see if there would be any breakouts, and there were. And so, therefore, you kind of want to go with the breakouts and lean into the bullishness. Stay with the strong sectors. Don't force the AI trade, but the AI trade may come around, and if it does, then fine, get on board, but don't force it. Volatility is still low for now, but remain vigilant for a possible increase. I'm thinking about what I might do to prepare for that. Maybe I'll do a straddle on the market or a market ETF of some kind. Maybe I'll pick up some VIX calls or something like that, as a way to position myself for potential increase in implied volatility. I don't think it's coming just yet. I think I'm going to position myself for that to come a little bit later in the year, like early spring into the summer months, something like that is what I'm thinking right now. But we'll see. Maybe I'll put something on and maybe pay for it as part of a singing in the rain trade, something like that. Possible market movers. There's really no news today. Retail sales tomorrow. We got some unemployment numbers coming out on Wednesday. The usual jobless claims. Of course, CPI is probably the biggest thing this week. Inflation, a read on consumer inflation is probably going to be the most impactful thing you see all week. Ho hum kind of earnings. You got your Coca Colas, your Cisco's. Nothing too exciting for earnings. So, rating the sectors this coming week, I expect energy and consumer staples, industrials, materials, healthcare, real estate, all of those to remain strong. Communications, financials, and utilities just fine. And tech and consumer may be bringing up the rear, but they also have the potential to turn around this week. Now, so here are the more details on the earnings that are coming up. CVS is also in there, but McDonald's, not a small name there. Shopify, a couple other things in there as well. So if you want to take a snapshot of that, and if you want to just trade things that just had their earnings, well, then here's a whole list of things that already had their earnings. We could look at AMD and Uber, Palantir with Disney, all of those types of stocks. Okay, so let's start by looking um, at our portfolio, shall we? I'm gonna get rid of this and do. this. Okay, our portfolio, despite taking a flyer on a firm, our portfolio is doing extremely well. And we took a flyer on what some talking head told us on a firm that they're going to have a blowout quarter. Well, I guess they did have pretty good earnings. He was right about that, but the reaction was poor. So I don't know if they gave bad forward guidance or what, but for some reason they didn't light the world afire. And here we go. We were hoping for a big bounce. We're not getting it, so I'm going to kill this trade. This is just that's the last time I listened to those guys, right? Never again. Okay, so create closing orders. We could put a trail stop on it in case it recovers, but for the most part, I'm not counting on anything here. So let's just go with a tight trail stop just in case, because the market's looking a little bit bullish this morning. So we'll put in like a 10-cent trail on this guy and leave that good till canceled. If it wants to go in our favor, fine. If not, I'm killing it. That was a dumb play, and but I knew it was funny money, so I didn't trade it big. Nonetheless, that wasn't that was not a smart play. Yeah, once in a while, you just want to take a flyer for entertainment purposes, but you don't want to do that very often. Okay, so moving on to Dell. Okay, so Dell, what we have on here is a long put, so we're bearish on Dell at the moment, and trading this, this really isn't a boing boing because it's too long term to be a boing boing. So let's see how our friend Dell is shaping up. Wouldn't say it's broken, but it's kind of it's you do have you have 2-day RSI is pretty high, but it's I'd say this trade I'm going to put a trail stop on it. It's just not looking bearish enough, and so I think I'm just going to not play around with this. Create closing order, sell this, and I'm going to go with a trail stop, and I think pare this down to about 25 cents or maybe 30 cents. Give it 30 cents wiggle because it's not that bad, right? It's not that bad. We'll go good till canceled on that. So we will let the market decide how long we stay into that particular trade. Okay, so that's two down. And then GLD. Okay, look, we're back long gold again, folks. So all we have to do is sit on our hands on this one. We'll be fine. If we gold is up again today, GLD. So most boring trade in the world. All it has to do is stay above 450, and we'll continue to make money. Fine, let's go with that. Leave that alone. Very low touch trade there. SMH, long semiconductor. And this, I think, is doing well today. SMH. So couldn't decide which semiconductor to be long, so I decided to be long all of them. And I wouldn't mind selling a short at around 420 on this one, get a little cash flow coming in. Why not? So I'm going to go ahead and trade, and I'm going to go to SMH and maybe put in a short for Feb. What can I get this Friday? What can I get this Friday at 420? 420 looks like I stopped out of something. Man, I can get like a couple of bucks at the 420 level. What about the 422 level? I can still get buck 38. I'll take the buck 38, and I'll just take that. Should I go with them? Yeah, let's just take that at the mid. Try to get a little closer to the mid. Confirm and send and send. All right, nice little cash flow coming through on SMH. Gotta love that. Okay. Now let's go back to so SMH is done, and then we've got the SPY. We got long the SPY on a boing boing. So let's see if this is boinged for us yet. It probably has. So if it has, then we just take our profit. And nice little winning boing boing on SPY. Simple, easy, breezy. Create closing order. I'm just going to sell this one, and go in there. Just go in there, market. Just get her done. Market. Closing order, confirm and send, and send. A nice little profit on that guy. All right. Like I said, we're doing beautifully. And my studies, any studies I've done back testing the Boeing on SPY have been very good. And we're well positioned with the XLV. XLV. We are selling shorts against the long. Let's see how that's looking right now. XLV. Wonder if this one's going to take a breather now. Nope, it's hanging in there. It's doing okay, and I think we just stay with it for now. All right. So as far as new trades are going, we're already long gold. I don't need to get more long gold, but I'm thinking about it. And I'd like it's got a boing boing on Home Depot. If you want to, let's look at some of these. Let's look at housing. XHB. Some of these housing stocks are, you got a little bit of a breakout here. I'm not sure I want to chase that one, but DHI I think is in a boing boing. Yep, DHI I believe is in a boing boing. I'd have to check to see how far back this goes. This goes back to 1.8. Nope, that's too. Nope, it's just too. Doesn't have enough upward momentum. I don't think. It's close. It's close. I could probably take that. So here, 3 weeks ago, today is about the mid January. So I would say that mid January. I'd say that this has probably got enough upward momentum to take that boing boing. Mid Jan from about here. No, it's really too flat. I'm going to take a pass on that and see if I'm going to check jets as well. I'm going to check the airline. Oh man, it's taken off. I missed the breakout on that. All right. Well, let me. Those were some of my ideas, but let me keep looking at that, and I'll come back with something here probably by tomorrow. Probably do some new trades by tomorrow. In the meantime, on behalf of Wealth Foundations Northwest, it's been my pleasure to have been your coach today. Good luck, good trading, everybody. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.